10 most relatable memes for people dating a Virgo. Dating a Virgo can be an adventure for better and for worse. Here are 10 memes that perfectly capture that unique experience. Virgos are an interesting bunch. They've been called many things from uptight to crazy and everything in between, but they can't help it if they like things a certain way. And by a certain way, we actually mean their way or no way. As an earth sign, a Virgo will be grounded in reality, isn't familiar with daydreaming, and will always have realistic expectations. That also means they will more often than not be perfectionists, attempting to excel in everything they aim for, simply because they thoroughly understand the gravity of the matter at hand. This can turn any relationship with them into a challenge, to say the least. They're the perfect ride or die significant other, but one must be willing to accept them, good and bad traits, without spending too much time dwelling on their elitist nature. To demonstrate what it's really like to be a Virgo, we found 10 memes that add a bit of levity to dating a perfectionist. 10. Don't even bother, it won't happen. Don't hold your breath. Virgos are well known for their ability to hold a grudge far past its expiration date. We're half convinced that they forget they even have a grudge because they've worked so hard to erase a person from their memory completely. Getting on a Virgo's bad side, especially as a significant other, will only lead to a cruel, cold road out of their life. They don't open up easily to begin with, and if you ever cross them after they have, then it's all over. 9. Don't bother winning a fight either, they're relentless. Their version of explaining is usually more like telling their significant other that they're wrong. Known for logically thinking things out and evaluating all of life's possible options, it's rare that a Virgo will be wrong about something. If nothing else, you can trust that they've done their research to arrive at their answer. Just consider them to be a wise owl and move on. 8. Trust exercises have no place in their life. If our Virgo partner was in a trust exercise class, they'd likely be the first to fling themselves down on a pillow before trusting us to catch them. It's nothing against anyone else, it's just the fact that they know themselves better than they know anyone else. They've also lived their entire lives working hard at being someone they'd be comfortable trusting, so we can't blame them for seeking the same in another. 7. The worst part is that they're usually always right. The second worst is when they sit there with their arms crossed, slowly shaking their head, because they knew they'd be right before they were actually right. While a Virgo won't throw it in anyone's face that they always have the answer, they'll certainly carry the arrogance as though they did. The good news is that they're reliable when it comes to advice, but only if you're planning on taking it. 6. I love you might take several years, rather than several months. Just face it, your relationship will always be you, your Virgo partner, and the generous wall they've built between them and everyone else. With so much to protect, for example, see their confidence, perfectionism, hardcore work ethic, willpower, and intelligence, it's understandable that they don't let anyone in easily. It's infuriating to climb that wall in a relationship, but once you do, you're home free. 5. Better idea, just don't do it. This is a horrible idea. The better thing to do is just ghost them, and even that isn't smart considering they'll likely have 10 different ways of finding you. It's best practice to avoid getting involved with a Virgo at all, if you're not ready to take on a serious relationship. That doesn't mean they'll drop everything to commit, but it does mean you won't be hiding out in your house for weeks after doing something shady. 4. If we didn't have a tough skin to begin with, we do now. One thing we can always count on is Virgo's brutal honesty. This can't be held against them because in reality, they really don't know how else to express their opinion. It's either full honesty or not at all, so if you ask, be prepared for a shockingly honest response. They analyze and observe things, which means that the worst part is that they're usually right in their opinion. If they had a superpower, it would be the ability to sense the realest truth in any situation, even when other people want to hide it. 3. We never said it was easy, but it's always worth it, right? We wouldn't go as far as saying it's this extreme, but we also won't deny it, either. When a Virgo is in a bad mood, their partners may very well be the first ones to stand in their warpath. Anything from constant nagging to an icy cold freeze-out is fair game, and it's anyone's guess which one they'll choose. Being so anal has its benefits, but it also has its downfalls, and a Virgo is never happy until everything is nearly perfect. 2. At least sleep is something to look forward to. We will admit, they're super cute when it comes to showing affection. When they do, it'll always be in private, PDA isn't on their to-do list, and it'll always mean so much more coming from them. You can also count on them to know all of the movie premiere dates, and every other important date in your life, and to be overtly creative in a neat and particular way. The exchange is following their high-level stream of intelligence, and occasionally talking about philosophical discoveries with them. 1. Just listen to them in the first place. Their apologies will never be truly apologetic. The closest that someone dating a Virgo will get is an apology about how we feel towards something they said. Regardless of whether they were out of line during their side of the argument, they're never wrong, therefore an apology is always for another person's benefit, not for theirs. They care, but not enough to offer sympathy, past our own emotion toward a topic. But hey, they try, right?